everyone, and welcome to the Pinnacle Journey, the platform where we celebrate and also try to inspire you through the exceptional life stories of individuals making a difference in our society. Whether you are here to learn, motivated, or simply enjoying engaging in conversations, this is the right place to be. My name is Esther Robson, and I am super excited to have you join us. This program is brought to you by Molex Foundation Africa, an organization that is dedicated to inspiring the next generation to live a purposeful life. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the privilege of hosting a very phenomenal individual. He is making a great difference in the field of physics. He is an expert in theoretical and computational physics. He has numerous accolades and more than 57 publications to his name. Professor Kwadwo Dompreh is going to be our guest today. His groundbreaking work is deeply committed to mentoring the next generation of STEM leaders and advancing technological innovation across Africa and beyond. This program is proudly brought to you by expert innovation company and AD Consult. Stay tuned, we'll go for a quick commercial break, and when we come, we will introduce our guest to you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you just tuned in, this is the Pinnacle Journey show, where we share with you the inspiring and motivating story of people who are leading change in our society. Today we have here Professor Kwadwo Dompreh. He is a leader in the field of physics, making a change in Ghana, Africa, and beyond. Welcome, Prof.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
So, Prof, if someone is meeting you for the first time through our show, who would you say Professor Dompreh is?
Well, thank you. Kwadwo Dompreh, basically call me Kwadwo Dompreh. I'm a senior lecturer at the Department of Physics, and I'm also an associate professor. I've been in the department for the past 10 years, and I've been lecturing physics. My hobby is lecturing physics.
Your hobby is lecturing physics. Wow. That means you're well versed when it comes to STEM.
Yes, actually, someone may say natural talent, or physics was the only subject even if I don't learn fast.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And it is. I find this inner joy when I learn physics. So I always feel like impacting it. I started my journey from the barracks. My father was a soldier. At then, I attended the BOD primary school, which is based on Nice Depot Primary School. Then I moved to Ghana Secondary School for Soldier. Then from there I came to UCC. I did my first degree UCC, my master's degree UCC, and my PhD in session.
Wow.
So, but somewhere along the line,
UCC, master's in UCC, and then
PhD. But somewhere along the line, I went back to teach as a teacher, physics teacher in Ghana.
Your alma mater?
Yes, my alma mater. Then from there, I traveled outside to the US. And then I came back to do my education here at UCC.
That's a colorful yet challenging educational journey. How do you specialize in theoretical and computational physics? What motivated this choice?
Yeah, like I've told you before that physics is the only subject that even if I don't learn, I'll pass the exams. So there was this professor in our department, he was called Professor Iwamins. He was trained in Russia, and he came with this theoretical physics courses. So I got interested in it and decided to follow the theoretical physics concepts. And I like you said, he has mentored me into theoretical physics. It is a very nice field. You see, in Ghana here, our technology is not that advanced. And the only way that you can really learn well is when you do the theories. Because the theories, you don't need to have any lab. You can sit anywhere under the tree or on your farm, in your bedroom, and you can still write the theories, right? So if you do the experimental physics, those equipments are not here. So the best way is to do the theories to assist the experiment that they are doing in other parts of the world. Okay. That's why I decided to do theoretical physics. But someone along the line to have been drafted into experimental physics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you find a balance between the two? And I also want to know, has it been challenging and has it also been rewarding? Is it both or just one?
Yes, the theoretical background. The theoretical background gave me that edge, you see, over experimental physics. So when I apply my theories to experimental physics, I'm really able to fly work fast. Then just imagine that you have been given, you know the dragonfly.
May you tell us?
The dragonfly is an insect, okay, that flies, its wings are transparent. And they are giving it to you to explain why it is transparent. Okay. If you are not really strong in theories, you will not be able to do it. So in my course of study, I was drafted to Pinnacle Labs in South Africa as the biggest laboratory in Africa. And there, they gave me the dragonfly going to explain why it is transparent.
Was it your first style of coming across something like that?
Yeah, because I was always in the library learning theories. So when they gave it to me, I did the research to find out what is the underlying theory. I could understand it from the writing questions of that. Then from there, I move on to the butterfly rings. Most of the butterflies that you see here around the colors that you see in the orange. There's work of physics there. If you don't have the theoretical background, you will be.
Wouldn't make sense to you. Wow, that sounds interesting. But I believe you joining us at home, you are learning a lot from our guest here, Professor Kwadwo Dompreh. If you just knew, this is the Pinnacle Journey show, where we bring you inspiring life stories to inspire you to also make a difference. So we'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come, we will continue. Our guest today is Professor Dompreh of the University of Cape Coast, a physicist, an academician, and an innovator. My name is Mr. Absen. We are continuing with our conversation, Prof. So, I understand you help develop traffic light on UCC campus. Could you tell us something more about it?
Yes, actually, you introduced me as a theoretical physicist.
Right.
But you're not talking of traffic lights, which is switch force into the electronic world. I happened to travel outside countries, US, and I had a job. My job was to troubleshoot most of these expensive electronic items. Some of them cost as much as $50,000. And I was to do troubleshooting, QC, repairing those things. They gave me a lot of time, take my time to make sure I can coordinate the things that I know with what they are giving me, the tax actually. But that company that I work with actually gave me the insight into how electronic systems work. And I'm happy. So you learn the theory, you come to your factory, they explain to you this. Okay. So when I came back, I had that insight of how to design electronic systems.
So now from theoretical physics.
Yes, I've now been drafted into electronics. And also remember I've had this experimental physics in South Africa. So I'm now working in about 4 different fields of physics. I have the theoretical and computational background, which is my main field. I have the photonic and band gap, natural photonic band gaps, which is the butterflies. I have the electronics, which I'm using to develop the traffic lights
on UCC campus.
Yes, and I'm also now into machine learning and artificial intelligence.
Wow, 1+3.
Yes, and I'm doing orbit analysis.
Concurrently, that is amazing.
Yeah, so when you come to the physics lab, for instance, you see my lab is there where we train students better systems, artificial intelligence. Then I have another room where we do theoretical physics. Then I have another group that is doing the butterflies. Then I have another group that is doing machine learning, artificial intelligence. And also, just recently, I have also been drafted to precision agriculture.
1+3.
Yeah.
And so that makes it 5.
Yes, the precision agriculture, for instance, is an EU-sponsored project, which we won the grant for, a grant of 1.8 million euros for it. So we have about 6 students from the rest of Africa here in Ghana here, studying precision agriculture. Yes. So the traffic light was by just a hobby. And the university contracted me to go. They were university projects. So when they come on campus, we have about 4 different traffic lights mounted. The latest one is the one which is using the machine learning, which is the first in the country.
Wow. Then you are the very
Yes. So if you look at all that I have said, it falls strictly into the category of STEM. The STEM is actually bringing together all this science, technology, mathematics, engineering, agriculture, all together. And that is what I do. Okay. However, the STEM that is being conducted in the country, though I know it's experimental, at its experimental stage, we have to actually, how can I say, do it well.
Do it well as in, are we looking at providing the necessary policies, or is it about pumping money into it?
No, the government is pumping money into it. The government is doing well and pumping money into it. If you look at the way our education system is, I don't know, somehow it became surely theoretical, right? But the government saw the need to change it. So they brought in the STEM.
Right.
And if you are educating any child, there are 3 things, 3 important things you must make sure the child has and understands very well. 1, if I'm teaching you something, I must make sure you have that thing in your present. Okay, there shouldn't be any absence of maths. The maths might be there. if I'm teaching about caterpillar, you might see the caterpillar or you might see a picture of it.
You don't do experiment on
Yeah, you don't do. We can draw something like this. You must have a picture of it. I wish. Then you also have something we call skip gradient.
Skip gradient.
Skip gradient is when you skip certain topics and then you just start teaching them things that they don't know anything about, right? And the last one is misunderstood words. Now, in STEM, in Ghana here, government has provided the maths. So if you are talking of robots, you have the robots there. Most of the schools, they have the robots, right? Honestly. But these robots are already programmed. They are already programmed, but they are given to the student to assemble. What is happening there is that there's this skip gradient. The student don't know how it was programmed. You see, they don't know how it was programmed.
Isn't like it's already made?
Yes, already made. But when we were kids, we were doing this art and crafts. We were building the things ourselves, taking to school for grading. Okay, but somehow that thing was abolished, and now they want to bring it back into the system. And bringing it back into the system, they are causing the skip gradients. See, the children don't know how the programming was done. They are just assembling it, and that is not good for the STEM that we are having. After teaching for some time in the university, I think some of the courses at the university can be scaled down to secondary level. One of them is digital electronics. So digital electronics, the AND gate, the OR gate, the NOR gate. But it's so much about the thing that you teach them actually level 300 in the university.
Why not give them something and
yes,
because the world is advanced.
Yes,
no one is waiting for you to catch up.
Now the world has advanced, not advanced, it has advanced using machine learning, artificial intelligence, and we are here in Ghana swinging from belongs to level 200 and 300.
And we celebrate.
Yes, and then the children will come and learn digital and gate all gates. This thing the students can learn it even at JSS level. Okay, here we are in the world talking of quantum computers, and then we are glorifying classical computers, and we think that is head, right? I think that the STEM line government is doing very well. They are doing going to TVET. TVET is doing very well, but some of the courses that we are teaching at the university, we should look into it and rescale it, right? We have machine learning, we have artificial intelligence. Those practical courses must go down to the DSS level, okay? And it will help us a lot.
So, what this suggestion, how do you get people on board to buy into this idea? Because this is about changing a whole lot of things, policy and all that.
Yeah, but I know, but
country get to a point where you buy into the idea of getting some of these courses to be studied at the lower levels, so that people at the tertiary level come and then they build up on that knowledge they have.
Yeah, we recently did this curriculum review with the Institute of Education, where their dean is Professor Didier Day. They championed this, that we should find a way to align the courses. And in the curriculum, we suggested that those that we are going to train, the STEM teachers that we are going to train, we must teach them the modern courses, so that when they go down to the secondary level, they will introduce those courses to the students. Yeah, so I think the University of Cape Coast, they are doing well. They have aligned most of their courses to meet future demands. But I don't know what the other schools, don't know what they are doing. For instance, if they have a University of Science and Technology like Tech, right? And students coming out from there don't know machine and artificial intelligence. But actually, they are going to tech people. They are going to mine our industries for us.
And that's worrying.
Yes, we the UCC, for instance, we are mostly going to go to the classrooms, right? So we have to find a way to align the national policy on this machine learning and artificial intelligence. Legon must also do that. All the new universities must all find a way to come together so that we can launch a national agenda. Okay, it is not acceptable that a student comes to the university in this modern era, finishes the university, and doesn't know how to type on a computer, or even how to use a single software. Right, and it is going on. You can go to a lot of departments; they don't teach the children anything on this new shift in our education curriculum. So I think STEM all right, TVET all right, but there should be a way, right, to incorporate modern theories, modern subjects into our curriculum.
It means that we are doing well as a country, as institutions, but we need to do more.
No, for UCC, I know UCC is doing 21st century courses.
But how are you sure if the others are also not?
I don't know about it, but I'm just saying that if Legon and Tech and USA and then UDS, these are all universities. We should find a way to come up with a common platform where we know what each school is teaching this student. Okay. Now it is like the universities are competing with each other, and we don't know what is happening in any of the universities. I don't know what is happening in there.
Yes, we all have similar goal of producing graduates who are ready to make a difference in the world.
I went to Rwanda and I was shocked that we have University of Rwanda. Okay, we have all the universities in Rwanda called University of Rwanda. Every single one of them, and they have aligned all their courses. So you usually see if this is the courses you are teaching, this is what you are teaching. And each university knows what goes on in any other university.
I suppose they have a regulatory body making sure.
But Ghana here, we in UCC here, I don't think any one of us knows what actually goes on in the
I'm sure perhaps they also don't know what's going on here.
Yes. So how can we have a country where we are training students? All our goal is to train students, and among ourselves, we don't know what goes on. Okay? And we don't have a common platform for national development. Everybody is doing whatever.
Where we can learn best practices and then
among ourselves. So for me, we should have a common platform for all the universities to steer this new change, this new paradigm shift in our system. Okay, machine and artificial intelligence. Other than that, we will be left behind, and we are already left behind already.
Yes. But except at the time, we have people like you, Professor Dompreh, making a difference when it comes to the field of science. If you just joined us, this is the Pinnacle Journey show. My name is Sarah. This program is brought to you by Molex Foundation Africa and supported by Support. You have over 57 publications to your name. What first of all inspired you to publish over 57 articles? And I'm sure you would even do more as the years go by. Is it because of the academic system where if you don't publish you perish? Is it because you want to contribute to knowledge? What is the inspiration?
Okay. Now, yes, in the university, if you don't publish, you perish. That one is true. But you see, when you go to the farm and you have the right tools, okay, you can do a lot. Not all bad. But if you are going to the farm and you don't have any tool to do anything like the farm, you just come back and do like anything. All right. In my journey to be a theoretical physicist, I learned the tools. And one of the main tools that I would need was the softwares. The correct software that I used to analyze most of the work that I do. And I spent a lot. I spent close to about $5,000 learning the software.
So those softwares, were there things you learned while you were campus before? You were done with your program and you had to do it this time?
No, it was a requirement. It was a requirement. So you spend some money to do those things that you think you need. And you see, of course.
So that was not, I just want to understand, it was not part of your tuition. It was something you had
to do extra, yeah. And you see, this is why I'm still coming back to this issue. You might just go to any of the departments around, and all the departments, the software that the students need, we don't have it. Not the software that they are using, they are all cracks.
You have a long way to go.
Now, if we think the nation will have to go to the artificial intelligence machine, and these are software-based things. And the departments which are hearing this are using software. But the software I give you, the software by the opening files that you need to use to develop something, you not get it. That is why if you want Python is online, download it. If you want MATLAB, it's online, download it. Okay? But the files that you need, give to the student so that the student is studying these files and use it to develop something. So it's just like, okay, they are using it to draw basic graphs. If we are serious about this change we are talking of, then we must purchase the software, teach our various facts, and give it to the students to learn, right? So that they will know how they have to use these files and develop whatever they want to do. Then they will modify it a little, less good on it, right? So I spent so much money to get a software, to get a files, and I studied it. I also studied it. If you need to got a guy, you need to analyze this graph, how it can choose and say yeah. So that's how I do. Most of the things that like mostly things people have done, which I have put on. Okay. And then I modify it to suit what I want to do.
But over this certification, which one did you say most?
Thank you. Like I said, we are theoretical physicists. When we do theories, we use it to validate something that somebody has done experimentally. So most of my theories, my supervisor, his theories, we perform experiments to validate his theories. Then when I also took over, I also did theories to validate experimental works. Right? So there was this one, photoelectric current and graphene due to Landau. This paper was published in Nature. And Nature is one of the highest scientific journals. And we use it to validate an experimental work for that. That's my best published work. I also have more papers in Journal of Physics, other prestigious journals.
But the one published in Nature is what you say is the most beautiful impact. Thank you. So the journey of discovery is built on curiosity, determination, and the passion for unraveling the mysteries of science. Each breakthrough paves the way for future innovators. If you joined us, this is the Pinnacle Journey Show. My name is Sarah Flynn. This program is proudly brought to you by Molex Foundation Africa. You can visit our website at www.molexfoundation.org. We are inside Makita of UCC UPSHS Road, closer to Smith Hostel. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation.
Nestled in the heart of University of Cape Coast, Makita is more than just a dining destination. It's an experience. With its warm ambience, exquisite cuisine, and exceptional hospitality, it's the perfect place to connect, celebrate, or simply savor life's finest moment. Whether you're craving bold flavors or timeless classics, every dish tells a story of passion and craftsmanship. Step into Makita restaurant where good food meets great memories.
This program is also sponsored by Expert Innovation Company and AP Consult. We are inside of the UCC Visits them for multiple positions. We have continental and local missions. Now back to you, Prof. A lot of the time people say that academicians don't have hobbies. Do you agree to this statement? And if you don't, what are the hobbies?
I don't agree to that. We do have hobbies, but it's just a matter of planning your day, knowing how to use your time. I play the guitar. I think when I was young, I wanted to be a musician.
Wow.
So I didn't go far. So
what happened?
Those things. The scientists trying to sing. So it didn't go well. But at some time I still wanted to sing when they want to have the chance.
Wow, one day. Okay, one day at the time.
Yes. The first one was Ghana South Africa match, where they scored at 3 days to recover. 3 days I didn't.
Wow.
I didn't kick anything.
You thank God for your life.
And the second one was when Asamoah missed the World Cup on us. So then from there it showed me that I didn't want to watch. Yes. So I do have hobbies. I have a lot of friends to chill out with us. Yes, but when I'm alone, I learn a lot of philosophies. Just say what we call epistemology. Epistemology is what I think the meaning of nature. But somehow, the main system is filled with this Abrahamic religions. The minds are filled with this thing called theories, right? And scientific development should have philosophers. So you can do whatever you want to do if you don't give it to your philosophers. You can have these innovations, you have these imaginative brains. So I think we should introduce philosophers as well to our program. Train our children to think, to imagine. Because STEM is purely imaginative courses.
So it's safe to say that Professor Dompreh is not only about books. Even though it looks as if books is about 80%, but at least you have hobbies.
Oh, you ask many current affairs, you cannot. It's actually it's John Hammer, right?
Right.
Yeah,
His Excellency.
His Excellency.
But you are doing a lot when it comes to the classroom, and I understand you were the lead facilitator for Students in STEM program.
Yes.
How do you envision its role in shaping the lives of young people in Africa, especially women?
Yes, the Molex Foundation idea is a wonderful one. It's a very wonderful idea. I embrace it. I think it should be rolled out to us. The concept where you have in this country we have grouped ourselves. That is, that we engage students, we go to these schools, we train them throughout to become great A citizens. I don't know if you have grade A citizens.
That's a hard question.
We don't have any grade A citizens, but when they are kids, we grade them as grade A. And we take them as grade A schools. But when they come to the university, we all sit in the same lecture theatre. If you went to Achimota or somebody went to Wali, whatever, when they all pass, they all come the same. So the Molex Foundation idea was picking kids from the whole community. One from Wesley Girls, one from wherever, and bringing them together to study.
No barriers.
No barriers. And then when I was teaching them, there was something I realized that those relations initially were good. They would catch up, you see something. But as the day goes by, you see that those from the less endowed schools coming up. And by the time that we ended the program, they were all fine. You see, they were all speaking, talking, and saying, and they became friends. That is what we want to see. Why do we segregate ourselves as a nation and say these ones are the best students, they go to the school? And our medical school we have here in UCC, the students come in, they have hostel for medical school students alone. So they come in, they have their own lectures, separate from the school, and they go to their own course. Who are training them to become full fraternize in the society. You have separated him from the society. You are training him. How will you expect this guy to fit into the society when he happens? How?
So you are looking at in future having everyone have equal access.
Mix everyone together so that we drive ourselves as a nation. Why do we separate ourselves? When I was teaching in secondary school, we had Science A and Science B. The Science A were those who had 11 ones and 10 blanks in Science A. And those who were Science B were those who had about 20 to whatever in Science B. But when we wrote the Bible, was and the results came, those who were in Science B passed more than those who were in Science A.
There wasn't a lot of challenges.
They were the best. Who were the best that we faced in Science A? List them, who are the best that were in Science A, and then those who were not used were in Science B. At the end of the day, when we finish with the exams, I see those who were in Science B passed more than those who were in Science A. Any society that you segregate the people causes this sort of problems. You know that there is now a fact that kids who were born in Nima,
Nima in Accra.
Yes, Accra, Ghana, they are now buying houses in East Legon. And kids who were born in East Legon are now renting houses. You know that.
Prof, do you have data to support?
I don't have data, but some of these things is known. It's not just so that those people. Where were they? Where were they from? And where are they living now?
So ideally, we should have a kind of country or communities where everyone has
Yes, that is the Molex Foundation idea. They went around the community, picked children. There was a child, one girl who was part of the program. That girl works with ECG. She's the one who climbed the pool. She's the one who climbed the pool to fix the lights. And that girl was.
The role she had before joining Molex.
That's the rule. Like she was in Cape Tech.
Oh, so it means she wasn't working with the electricity company.
She goes to work with the SCB, just because of the pay school fees. And she was quick to join the group. And this girl, before where she was on top, right?
And this is someone you would not have taught.
Yes.
That because she didn't with it.
Yes. Right. So that issue of separating students, Ghanaian students, and you say this one, you go out to this one, that's A, this one, then later on, you all come to the university and sit in one lecture. What I love is
I think as a country we need to have a look again at our educational systems, our curriculum, and how best we can make sure that everyone has equal access to opportunities. Because at the end of the day, we have a common goal to make Ghana better, to produce graduates who will not become just instruments of change in our country, but the world. So if you are watching us, this is the Pinnacle Journey show. My name is Mr. Roxanne. This program is brought to you by Molex Foundation Africa, an organization that is motivated to inspire the next generation of young people. I have here today Professor Dompreh, University of Cape Coast. Looking back at your career, what pivotal moments or decisions did you see has significantly influenced your career this far?
Okay, I told you I once lived in abroad. After my first degree, I was teaching as a teacher in Ghana secondary school. Then I left abroad. I decided to come back. And before coming, I learned technology like Ghana. So when I came, I started my journey. And that's what I actually accelerated. 57 publications, but there are more which I can appreciate. You see, when you go around the country, you see a lot of huge buildings and huge parks that have been imported into the country. Just a Chinese person who went to the US just like I went, okay? He would learn the technology and go back to China and set up a factory. And then started producing. Who also went to the States. Did the same thing they did. But that Ghanaian guy is rather exporting used panties, used foods, used second-hand here. But his counterpart, who is a Chinese, is exporting technology to his country.
And in some instances, you don't have them coming back like you did.
Yes, and most of those who we have trained, who are born there to have, they don't want to come back to Ghana. They will just stay there and then build the houses here. They will never stay here. Okay. But the Chinese will go back to his country and help build his country. So what has really impacted my life was me coming down to help train. At least every year I teach a lot of students. They are going out there with knowledge, right? And they will actually also spread it around. Ghana is a third world country. We need more experts to help lift the country up. But if we train you today, people don't come back, but you rather send those products to us. What do you think about the country?
I mean, that's a service.
You see it?
Then I look at academicians, academics, people who have influence in the society. We will also, one way or the other, make sure that we are incorporating in others to write about some of these things. Because if Ghana will be great, we'll take the collective effort of everyone. You have a sister who perhaps has the aim of studying abroad. Do you encourage them to go and come back and take you along, or you encourage them to come back and make an impact in Ghana? So you need to answer that question. Prof, you handle multiple roles. You're a lecturer, you're a mentor, you do so many things. You train children, you're a lead facilitator for the Shiro's STEM program by Molex Foundation Africa. How do you combine all these? How do you? And then you maintain a healthy life change.
Yes. We manage. Yes.
Is it hard?
No.
It's not.
You manage yourself and then you move on. You all know, you understand the sacrifices we are all making. So you also sacrifice. Nowadays, your children, we need to put them in schools. They're all in schools. So what they call, we need money, send it to them. No matter why, visit them. So when they come home, just patronize with them, put them in classes. I mean, reaction classes also do not. So that's
It's a matter of finding a balance. But we are getting to the end of our show. What advice would you offer aspiring researchers in fields like quantum computing, internet of things, IoT, and innovation?
Yes, like I said now, you know, the world has gone through a lot of ages. We started from the Stone Age. Before the Stone Age, we have something called the Mathematical Age. Came to the Stone Age, came through to now. To the first century, we are now living in what we call the golden age of knowledge. Where any knowledge that you need is the way that which now information is now flowing. You are not there. If you are not having that on the time, you get information will match you. But if you are prepared to spend a little bit, you see, in Ghana here, science students particularly, right? They don't spend extra money in their education.
Do they have that money?
Wait, but with their counterparts get management accounting. When they finish the first degree, they spend extra money in ACCA, the charter. Okay, the charter. They spend a lot of money to charter. But a science student, when he finishes the first degree, he's waiting to do his master's degree as a scientist. If we should go by this procedure, fine, we finish it, but we just be a mere scientist. There are more professional courses out there that the Ghanaian scientists will spend money to do. Okay? If I say they don't get the money, what those who do money can get the money?
But I love management. I don't have management background, and I know about IC. I don't know, but the science professional courses, are they popular?
They are very popular. They have a lot of people who do machine learning courses, professional machine learning courses. They are there.
And as academics, I'm really encouraging them to go.
That's why I'm encouraging them to do it now. I'm encouraging them to do it now. That's the certificate that you bring for PhD is not enough to make you a scientist. Right? There are 4 courses. Some are free. But you can do it. But they will not do it. They will then be holding the first degree they have from UCC, going around saying that they want job. When they will high. But if you are high, like they say, you will say, you know, offer less for me. Not your best opportunity. We want shit from our systems. And the scientific community must help with this drive. Okay? And I believe that the strength that I've seen, the figure I've seen in most of the students that I get, if they are able to do a little extra, they can change a lot of things in our society. Have you gone around the country this recently? Have we seen that almost all the maize farms that they cultivated, none of them, all of them died? But that business, almost 1,000 acres of maize, they all dried up. In the morning, there are space, and you plant maize for it to dry up. For it to dry up, you need that the scientific community is not doing well. Okay, we are not even advising our poor farmers when and what to do at what time. So, but the solution is there. You just have
Serving, clearing.
Yeah. So, what I can say is that the scientific community must find a way to upgrade themselves. They must spend money to upgrade themselves. But when you upgrade yourself, you will definitely get money back. The question is, to give or not to give? want to do Molex Foundation, or if you want to if you want to be in Molex Foundation, then the scientific community, be the engine that will take us there. We must, yeah, that would be like that kind of transformation. We must help them, give us that.
Wow. So finally, how would our audience be able to connect with you? You are doing excellent things in your field. People would want to know more beyond this program.
I'm always a graduate of physics, UCC. And you can search for me on LinkedIn. I have a lot of posts on LinkedIn.
So the same name?
Yes. You can also search for me on Facebook. You will see a lot of projects I'm doing on there. I have a lot of other projects I'm doing. And I also have a lot of projects I want to do. Look, I don't feel comfortable when I see other countries showing us so much. Have you been watching the Israel-Palestine war? You see the way they threw a missile and something intercepted up there. Which is someone should throw something like that and I believe can intercept it. But does it make them more human beings like us? We are all humans. So why they can do it and we can do it? The commitment is not there. But the God that we are worshiping, is from Israel. But they have installed a missile interceptor. That is an interceptor missile. But we are seeing it here, waiting for God to intercept the missile for us. Right?
Well, so that is the question for the gods. But then a step at a time.
It's not a question for the gods, it's a question for us.
We have people doing amazing things in their various fields, but it is good when we have people like you, Professor Dompreh, really change the world of science. And just like you said, science, STEM in general, could be or is a very important thing we could well on as a country to develop. If we really want to develop as a country, then we need to pay particular attention to STEM. And it is good what the government is doing in recent times when it comes to STEM. But as a people, as universities, as teachers, we also have to do our part. Thank you for joining us for this inspiring episode. Thank you for joining us for this inspiring episode of the Pinnacle Show. It has been a privilege to share the extraordinary story of Professor Kwadwo Dompreh of the University of Cape Coast, whose work and dedication to mentoring the next generation of STEM leaders in Africa and beyond is exceptional. This program is brought to you by Molex Foundation Africa, an organization committed to empowering the lives of young people to lead change. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to all our platforms. And don't forget to like, share, and follow us on all our platforms at Molex Foundation Africa. And visit us on our website at www.molexfoundation.org to discover more incredible stories of transformation. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our sponsors, expert innovation companies, and AP Consult for their generous support in making this program a success, and to Makita Restaurants of the UCC SHS Road. They have mouth-watering dishes from continental to local dishes. Stay tuned for our next episode of Pinnacle Journey, where we continue to celebrate the impactful lives of people who are living change in our community. Remember, every story has the power to inspire and create change. See you next time.
We do have hobbies a lot of working. It's just a matter of planning your day, knowing how to use your time.